Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. It's Alfred here and
Submarine.
And yeah, this is now episode 104, our Halloween special with special guest Iron Man.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And like Hulk here, probably. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. If
Yeah.
she gets mad, I won't make you mad.
Yeah. I need to control it, you know?
Yes.
All right, so today we were thinking, we released a guide for how to make the Iron Man costume. We actually had somebody who tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which was super exciting. And we're going to go over the guide, follow our own guide, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can follow along with us or, like kind of see what you run into and things like that.
Yeah. So if you want to follow along with the guide, you can go to our hackster.io page. It's one of the first projects on there. So
Yes.
we can like switch to the...
We will be switching there
yes.
as soon as I finagle this. All right. Cool.
Cool. There we are.
So,
and our video feed too.
yes. Okay.
We really need to make, like, I have an idea for a project where we use a creator and we put, like, transparent buttons over the LEDs, and each one will be doing a specific thing so that we'll know, oh, okay, we want to switch the camera to this. We can press the button, and then the LED underneath it would light up so we know, okay, it's that on that. Just to make it easier for us.
Yeah.
And to use, like, the creator for it. It's fun.
True. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, we got this.
Okay.
We got it going. All right. So, we're going to go over the Iron Man guide. Where's my mouse? Here it is. And you can follow along, and we're going to show you, at the end, we're going to have, like, some announcements, so, you might want to follow. Hopefully this won't be terribly long. And then, also, there was something else I wanted to say.
I guess the context for the Iron Man?
Oh, well, that, but, like, I wanted to say that, like, throughout the live stream, feel free to ask questions in the live chat.
Yeah.
So that, we'll just get to them whenever we're waiting for something to load, or, like, things like that, so...
Yeah. Or at the end.
So just, like, keep asking questions, like, as they arise. You don't have to wait till the end or anything like that, and then we'll just answer them all together at the end or in between.
Yeah. So, yeah, so some context for the Iron Man costume. So, in case you didn't know, 2 weeks ago, we were in California, in San Francisco. We were attending the ARM TechCon event in San Jose, which is where I got this, like, ARM Innovator shirt, because we're part of ARM's Innovator program. So that was really great. We met a lot of great people there. It was just a really nice event. Got to talk to like people at ARM, like Alessandro, Rex, Louise. So just great people there, and it was a really, really good event. And then the day after the event ended, we went over to Hackster's headquarters in San Francisco, and we got to spend the day with Alex and the team there, and we basically, like, very quickly, like, within like 2 hours, made this Iron Man costume with a MATRIX Creator embedded in it using Snips.ai as basically Jarvis, so that I could tell it, like, Jarvis, turn on the reactor, and then it would do an LED effect on the creator. So right now this one's not turned on, but we're going to be showing you now how to, like, just make your own.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so let's get started.
Yeah.
So components you need either a creator or a voice, doesn't matter which one, whichever you like, Raspberry Pi. And then we use Snips.ai, which is, like, a pretty cool, I can show you their website if it, like, okay. So they're just, like, they, like, are offline mostly, like,
yeah, so they're a voice recognition company. They've basically made their algorithms so that they can work offline and on a Pi. So it's really good. It's very privacy focused. It's really easy to set up, and they have a whole store and everything where you can, like, see other people's creations of, like, voice assistants to do, I don't know, turn on your lights or control your thermostat or make an Iron Man suit.
And you'll see some of the, like, interface for, like, Snips, like, as we go through the guide, because you need to, like, make an assistant, things like that. All right, so let's get started. So set up your creator. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's right here. Plugged into a speaker and powered. So, ready to go. And like, if you are confused about how to put it on, like, you follow the link. It just tells you, like, how to put on, like, how to correctly put on your creator voice on the Pi, and, like, have your SD card and everything. So, okay, so let's get to this part. installing Matrix Core. So we do this tutorial in JavaScript, or we code it in JavaScript, so you would need Matrix Core. And so, all right, let's get started. So first you would, whoa, where's my terminal? All right, here it is. SSH into your Pi. We already know our IP address, but if you don't, you could always hook it up to a screen.
Yeah, or use a tool like LANScan, or like Google a tool to find your IP address from your network.
So from here on out, it's super nice. You just kind of copy paste, which is always really nice. So
maybe like split the screens.
Oh yeah.
Just like
see with that, yeah. I'll just.
Oh, I didn't install the app on there.
It's okay. I can manually do that.
Yeah. Okay. Apple really needs to add that like screen
splitting splitting thing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's okay.
One day they'll listen to their users.
All right. So we got that. So we're doing that. Cool. And then we'll do sudo get update upgrade. We already did that, like, so we would save some time, but we'll do it again just to show you how it works.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's like reading through it just to double check.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Upgrade. Alright, and then we install the core packages. So, Command C, Command V, woohoo. I'm gonna continue, yes. Working. So.
Oh, our video is actually covering part of the terminal. I just realized that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna move the terminal over.
Or move it like above.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that idea. I'm just gonna. True. I had a feeling I was gonna like mess something up right there.
Nah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, we're good there. Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks, Patty, from our team, who
who pointed it out to us. Cool. All right, so during Halloween, we actually went out and...
Yeah. So in case you don't know, we're headquartered here in Miami, right on Miami Beach, actually, and a block from our office is this, like, big, like, outdoor mall that you can walk down. It's, like, I don't know, 6-7 blocks long. And during Halloween, they, like, close down the streets, and there's, like, thousands of people walking down it with costumes. So, of course, we had to go walking with our Iron Man costume.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. I was actually wearing the costume, and I got stopped by I don't know how many, like, kids and parents and just anybody,
just
really.
Anybody. They were just, like, walking by and, like, looking at the, like, the glowing reactor, like, arc reactor, like, what?
Yeah, because, you see Iron Man costumes with just, like, a little light here, but you never see one with a super, like bright, pulsating light. So it was really cool.
They didn't even know it was voice controlled. I would, like,
and they didn't realize like I had built it. So
oh yeah, they didn't realize it was custom.
Yeah, well, we ended up going to a local ice cream shop, and they asked us about it, and we told them, and they blew their mind.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
Very fun.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures of it?
I do. I will actually post some.
Okay.
I'll post some after the live stream on our social media. They're like these really cute kids, Spider-Man and Batman. Took pictures with Iron Man, so
yeah, it was fun. Yeah. It was very fun.
Even though Batman is from a different universe, but
whatever.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes the worlds can collide.
Yeah.
All right. So sudo reboot.
Universes colliding.
True. Universes collide. All right. So we'll give it a few seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've done this many times already.
Yeah. We've like set this up a lot of times.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun every time. It's like exciting every time when you're like Jarvis and you're like,
when it works, that's the best part.
Right.
And you'll get to see like it's really easy. Like Samreen made the guide, and it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Now Alfred like came up with the code because he basically has Snips as a light controlling his light switches at home.
Yeah, it's fun.
he used like very similar code.
And I use Jarvis because Jarvis is actually one of the default wake words for Snips. Like they have Hey Snips, Jarvis, and I think one more. I don't know what the other one is. But I know Jarvis and Hey Snips are one of them. So it was just super easy to do.
Okay, so like you install 0MQ, which like you need for Matrix Core to work, and then we just go off to the Matrix docs to set up JavaScript. So this is also all copy paste, and you can like read through what you're installing, like, you know, Node and Node Package Manager.
Yep.
So
it's a nice little like graphic that Node has.
Yeah, it is nice. Checksums matched. Alright, so nvm install, that just happened. Okay, cool. I'm gonna copy this. So what's nice about our docs is you have a copy button. Haha. So you can just do it that way.
You can just like spam enter on there. That's just the npm setup. Like you can just press
like
enter.
Keep pressing enter, and then you say, oh, actually, you just keep pressing enter and throughout. And it's good.
Like if you want, you can go thing by thing, and that's probably better if you're like, you know, putting it on Git. But otherwise, it's fine. Just for a little test.
Over the 0MQ v.
Yep. It's now installing 0MQ.
We should probably do to check if everything works too, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
just to make sure.
That. It's gonna be super bright, but yeah, we can show you all the beautiful bright lights.
Yeah, and if you want a more detailed like overview of like how to install Core and how like Core works and everything, you should check out our last live stream where Carlos from our team went over like how to install Core, how to use it with JavaScript, and showed you like some examples like live coding it. So that was our episode 103 if you look on our YouTube.
And if you really don't like watching videos, these are all very well documented.
Oh yeah, he's commented every single line. So if there's nothing there that you won't be able to like understand what's happening. And if you still don't, then like just go on our community and, you know, shoot us quick questions.
Yeah. This is what our community looks like. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But we'll show you more of that later because we have some like exciting projects to show.
Yeah.
Kind of giving
some
things
community
away,
made projects.
The community made projects, which is always fun to see. So, all right. Well, once this happens, we're gonna basically do app.js, which is just like the lights going off, just to test if it works, and then we'll go back to Iron Man.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I kind of wanna. Let's see. I kind of wanna just go back to the guide. I thought it was going to open it in a new tab, but whatever. All right, so installing Matrix Core, setting up JavaScript. So this is the part we're doing right now, and then configuring Snips.ai. So this one we're going to have to follow one of our other guides that Carlos wrote, where open a new tab. You basically install Snips. So the whole process for that, and it's like it doesn't take that long to do. What does it say? An hour. Okay. I mean, it won't take that long. It takes less. We like give it a bit of a cushion. Yeah.
We put an hour if you're reading every single thing and like following along. We're just like we already know what it does, so we're just quickly copying and pasting.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we'll do this part where we like install Snips. So like we have the voice assistant on there, and then after that we're going to I guess I could start showing people how to create an assistant on Snips.ai, or do you think it'll be confusing? I could go step by step.
Let's just go step by step.
Okay, we can go step by step.
Not skip
around. All right. Yeah. Just most of the time you should do things sequentially, but
it's probably best.
This one you could technically do beforehand or something. Like it shouldn't make a difference, but all the command like commands that you put in the terminal and stuff, you should go sequentially, or else things might mess up. You never know. Unless you know what you're doing. Then you're like solid. Yeah. Most of the time I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But you do. But I mean, in the end, like I'm like, oh wait, this makes sense, but you know. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Cool. That is on its way.
Should have done this beforehand.
I know.
We know. Yeah. We like pre-did some things.
Pre-did some things.
But I guess we should have done this part.
Yeah, too. We pre-did the part that we last time we had a live stream where there was something that we had to pre-do, or that we were like, oh, we should have pre-done this part, and we pre-did that part this time. But anyway, it's okay. For next time, we live and you learn, so it's okay.
Okay, now it's done. Cool.
Awesome.
So now we want to like test the code.
Going back to JavaScript setup, So it's this part where it says check if everything works, and you just kind of create like a JavaScript file, app.js, and then I'll like go into it, and then I'll just copy paste the code. Or that is not the last thing I copied.
Well, right. That is the last.
I mean, that is the last thing I copied, but like anyway.
What was that command to kill the line?
That, and then Control K. That's actually a really nice trick that Yoel, one of our hardware engineers, taught us. Alright, cool. Command V. Yay! Okay, Control X, Y, woohoo. Alright, so then to run it, you just do, it says somewhere here, you just do node app.js and node app.js, and you will see bright lights blinding you about now.
Yep.
So yeah,
and that's it.
Awesome.
So we know core is working.
Control C out of that. All right, core is working. Awesome. Done with JavaScript setup. Going back to our Iron Man. So now they're saying go to Snips guide. So we go to Snips guide. Awesome. All right. So then installing matrix kernel modules. I'm just going to copy paste this. It's a lot of copy pasting, but that's nice because you know,
it's better than trying to figure everything out.
Figure everything out from scratch. Yeah. Definitely nice.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Upgrade.
Yeah. So the update upgrade is what we learned from previous streams.
Yes, that was the part.
Yeah.
But all right,
and
so
now
reboot. Let me wait a couple of seconds and then do the kernel modules.
Yeah. And then reboot again.
And then reboot again. Yeah, but I think that would be the last of the rebooting.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Cool. So. Little tips. Earlier today, I was doing this tutorial just to make sure everything was running okay, and I had an HDMI plugged in to a little screen so I could see my IP address. And so, just a little tip: if you have the HDMI plugged in and a speaker plugged in, you might not hear what you want to hear when you're testing things like that because sometimes I think it by default chooses the HDMI.
Yeah.
To output sound too. So that was something I just thought I should mention just because I ran into it and it might be like, oh my god, why isn't it working? But then you're like, oh wait, it's something simple like I have an HDMI plugged in.
Yeah. And
you have to reboot it for it to work.
Did you have to reboot it?
I think so. It didn't just. Well, I mean, at least I had to. I don't know. I don't know if I did something else wrong as well, but after I rebooted it, it worked. So.
Yeah, that's okay. Pies reboot pretty quickly.
Yeah. So after this, we're going to reboot one more time, and then we're going to test if the speaker's working.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know if you remember if you ever used the original Pi, or the Pi 2, but I use those and they would take forever to reboot.
Oh my god. I have no idea.
I'd be waiting 2-3 minutes and still it wasn't turned on yet. And it was so slow.
Wow.
But now we're in 2018 and it's fast, so
well, I guess
thank you,
I'm
Pi Foundation.
A new generation, because it's I don't know the pain of long reboots for Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
I just don't know it.
You don't. It's just how we don't know the pain of. I'm trying to think. I mean, we barely remember dial-up.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that was tiny bit.
I actually do remember it.
Okay.
It was. I remember the sound of dial-up.
Okay, I do too. Yeah. And now we have fiber.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Internet
kids won't know dial-up was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
have you ever seen...
talking like I'm super old, but
yeah, we're not. We're really not at all. We're not even 30. So, and 30's not old. So.
No. Yeah. But anyway, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I saw this picture once of it was like a meme of something. It was basically some kid saw a floppy disk for the first time, and their reaction to it was oh look, someone 3D printed the save icon.
You told me that, and I was like, that's hilarious.
3D printed the save icon.
That's awesome.
I've never used a floppy disk, but I at least know what it is. Yeah. That was too funny.
I mean, I think we're at that transitional stage. Awesome. Okay, sudo reboot. Woohoo! All right.
Cool.
So excited. And the next thing we got to do is actually hear if this is working.
Yeah.
All right, Command C.
So okay, yeah, speaker's connected.
All right.
So we're doing this with a MATRIX Creator. If you're doing it with a MATRIX voice, make sure you have the speaker plugged into the Pi and not the voice. Just because by default it goes to the Pi.
Yeah, that's a good point to mention as well. All right. There we go. That's very... Alright, cool. So, Command V. Alright, we're gonna have to... Hello! What's up? We're here on this live stream. It's the Iron Man special. Okay. Hello! What's up?
Nice.
We're here on this live stream. It's the... Okay, cool.
So it did.
Yay, speakers work. Now we can move on to the next thing. So this stuff very clearly says personal computer. I think the first time I followed the Snips guide, I did mess it up, even though it says personal computer. So I'm going to open another tab in my personal computer and install Node.js, Mac or Linux. Oh, wait, I need to do that. Well, I did that already. Yeah. So basically, if you wanted to install it, you would, you would go to the website, you know, hit what you need to download, and then it just like follow the next, whatever, and then it downloads.
Like you're downloading an app.
It's super easy. Yeah, it's like so you don't have to do anything in the terminal for the download.
And what this step is that we're doing now, the SAM CLI tool is what the Snips Audio Manager. CLI tool, and basically this is a way for you to deploy Snips onto your Pi or other device through like your own computer, and then send it assistance, update it, test it, monitor it, so on. So that's what we're installing now. Right.
So that installs onto your computer, and then you kind of use SAM to talk to Snips on your Pi, from what I understand.
Yes. Yeah. So you're not directly like doing anything with Snips on the Pi. You're like using your computer to tell it to like install stuff on there and control it.
This step kind of like explains that. Like, so you do SAM devices, and that'll tell you what devices are on, you know, what like Pis or like, you know, other devices are on the network, and then using that you can, well, we already know our IP address, but if you wanted to find your Pi's IP address, the SAM devices would tell you, which, I mean, I don't know why I did it because I don't need to know it, but I kind of wanted to show you all. Yeah, we already know the IP, but you see right here, so like this is the one that we're using, so it's like a nifty way. So then I would do SAM connect.
I'm surprised that only one Pi showed up. We have like so many Pis on the network.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
218. So right there. So then they're going to ask me for my username and password. You can just actually press enter here. You don't have to enter anything at all.
Well, if you have the default like Pi as the username and Raspberry as the password.
Yes, good. Yeah, so you don't have to if it's like default, but if it isn't, then you'd have to put it in, but otherwise you're good. And then if you do SAM init, it installs it onto your Raspberry Pi. Installs Snips onto your Raspberry Pi. Yeah.
So, you know, easy tool. Thanks, Snips.
Yes, thank you, Snips. Alright, so then this next part, after it installs Snips, is this is actually in, like, I'll wait for it to finish, because after that I would go into the Raspberry Pi's terminal, and there'll be this file called snips.tml, where you, like, basically change one line so that it can, like, so it can see the MATRIX Creator or voice, whatever you're using, its microphones, instead of, you know, looking for something else. So.
Yeah. It's just the setup for the mics.
Yeah.
Which this is a step that, like, people forget sometimes, or just, like, skip over.
This screenshot was added, actually, very recently.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Yeah, we were helping someone earlier this week, well, on Halloween on Wednesday, and they like were in the morning trying to get it set up before going to work. So Carlos was helping them out with that, and this is the step that they missed.
Yeah, so
and then it ended up working afterwards.
We'll show you right now, so hopefully you won't miss it.
Yeah.
I just realized we're kind of doing two guides in one on this live stream. We're doing the Snips guide and the Iron Man guide, so it's good, I guess. Like, we have both on there
and the core setup.
For people who like a visual. Yeah, core setup too. That's
We're just combining
nice
everything.
To see. Yeah. I mean, that's like kind of what it is, right? You like hack things together, so like we just have like lots of different pieces coming together.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of the creator. Like we've just put so many things in there that like you have so many possibilities of what you can do with just one device.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love playing around with it. Now, I haven't had like too much. Like I've only been here a couple months, but like it's been fun to play with it and like kind of do random things, follow the guides, and fun to write my first guide. The Iron Man guide was the first one I wrote. Like, it's Alfred's code and stuff. It's like,
You still wrote the guide.
It was fun writing the guide. Carlos fixed it.
You should like the guide.
Alright, sudo dado. So you go into the snips file, and we're going to go all the way down to the part where it says snips audio server. And that right here is the mic line. So I'm just going to control K so that line disappears. And then
it was commented, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then replace it with this one. All right. So that's all you have to do. Then you press Control X and Y and enter, and then you've saved it. You've exited the file.
Yeah. So now we're going to test snips. So we're going to test like it outputting to the speaker and it hearing from the microphones, and then it's going to play back whatever it records from the mics onto the speaker.
And for this part, you have to go back to your personal computer. So this is the part, like, I mean, this going back and forth can be like easy to forget, but it wouldn't work well if you forgot.
Left,
so there we go.
Right,
you guys can probably hear that.
Left,
so that's the speaker.
Front,
and then I'll test the microphone.
Front.
And SAM test microphone. So.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
All right, cool.
It worked.
So that's awesome. So now we can install the demo to make sure, and after that, we're good to go.
Yeah.
With our Iron Man,
So this is a demo that Snips has ready for you, and it's basically like you ask it for the weather and wherever, and then it just tells you like, oh, you asked for the weather in whatever place you said. It doesn't actually tell you the weather.
Yeah, it's
just
like
a demo
to see if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's installing it. It even says installing Snips fake weather demo.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so after that we can go back to Iron Man. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And create an Iron Man assistant. Woohoo! Yeah.
So we're at almost 30 minutes, and we've already done the
main
core stuff, the core install, the Snips install, which we said takes an hour, which we've done in like 10 minutes.
That's true.
So it just shows like the timings on there. It says an hour, but like if you're quick, you can go through it very easily.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to like read everything and understand, then it might take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's you just kind of copy paste.
Yeah.
And plug and play.
we suggest the first time you read it all, just so that you don't miss anything.
True. Yeah, that's guilty.
Yes. Everybody is guilty of that.
Yeah.
I've gone through the guide and I've like, oh, I missed that.
Yeah. All right, cloning into Snips Weather TTS, installing blah. This could take a while. Okay. Well, while it takes a while, we can.
Ooh, nice.
Nifty. So we're streaming to Facebook for the first time today. So, for all those Facebookers out there, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
You're our first adopters. Adopters? First adopters.
Yeah. First viewers.
First viewers.
Yeah, you can comment
Early
first.
adopters. That's
Early
what
adopters.
the term is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's the term? Okay, cool. So that's exciting. But yeah, so after this installs, we'll test it, and we'll go to Snips. And we'll show you how to make the assistant on the Snips console, which is essentially just like the interface website for Snips, and how you sort of what buttons to press to get to an assistant, to like make intents and actions, and that's just like an intent is basically what you're saying. And when you're like hey Snips, and so that's the wake word, and then you're like do blah blah blah, so that's your intent, and then the action is what Snips says back or does back. So like in our case, the action is the arc reactor glowing. So anyway, that's just like terminology in case you're like looking through it and you're like, what's an intent and what's an assistant in this context?
Yeah.
All right. So
installing P.
I feel like things just feel like they take longer in the live stream than they do in real life.
Well, it's live. It's like
live.
There's the pressure of the stream.
It's like, I think that's what it is. Like, because I mean, I did this earlier today, and it felt like so quick, and I was like doing other things in between, like trying to multitask. I don't really know how
distracted
to multitask.
Versus like this is what we are doing.
What we are doing right now. This has our sole attention. It's like when I was little, my parents used to say, if you watch the clock, time's gonna go slower. That's kind of what it feels like. That's really funny. I'm just like staring
school,
at
always looking at the clock, like, oh, at least here in the States or in Miami where I went to school, like 3 o'clock is when school would end. So just always watching, is it 3 yet? Is it 3 yet?
Yeah.
1 more minute.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so they tell you to run SAM Watch to see the logs. I actually really enjoy watching the logs because it'll tell you like if it hears you.
Yeah. So it's a live feed of the logs from the Pi. So it's super useful for debugging.
Yeah. So we can say basically. Oh wait.
And Carlos says this is the smoothest live stream yet.
Yay! All right.
We fixed the issue. You fixed the issues from last time. I don't know how, but
I don't know. Like that was. I don't know what happened there, but hopefully such dodgy frame rates shall not occur any
Knock
longer.
on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna say, hey Snips, what will the weather be like in Miami in 2 days?
You asked for the weather in Miami in 2 days.
Yes. All right.
It worked.
Yeah. All right.
First
So
try.
and like look at the terminal. It's so nice. Anyway. You can look at the log when you're doing stuff. It's really fun. Okay, so we can go back to the Iron Man tab and take the next step. So configuring Snips.ai, check. Okay, creating your Iron Man assistant. Okay, if you haven't already, sign up. So then you just click that. Signing up is really simple. I can like show you. I already did. That's why I'm not doing it. But
you'd have to sign out, but
anyway,
it's a sign up page, email, name, password, like
very
security code, whatever.
All right, so once you have an account, log in to view your Snips console. All right, first time you log in, that's not my first time, so I'm just going to skip that one. If it's not the first time, go to the console's homepage. So I'm actually going to click on this because it'll take me, no. I want
You can command tab it, command click it.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. But actually it takes me to the same page.
Okay,
so I'm just going to go here. So now I'm actually just going to, okay, because we don't need the terminal for this part, so I'm just going to show you side by side. So here it says, click on create a new assistant, so that's exactly what I'll do. Enter assistant name, so I'm going to do Iron Man. I already have Sorry, I keep doing this. I keep muting the mics. I swear, okay.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos. Okay. Well, I swear, I don't know. Like the shortcut is Shift M. I don't know how I pressed Shift M. I honestly don't know.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway.
Well, okay, so now, like, I don't know when the audio cut out, but basically you click the Snips thing to, like, you sign in, and now we're making an assistant. We called it Iron Man. We're selecting the wake word. We were just talking about like how they have Hey Snips, Chappie, and Jarvis, and Chappie is like a robot from a like robot movie, basically.
Right, which I haven't seen, but
yeah, I saw it. It was good.
If you've seen it, then Chappie could be a fun word.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do Jarvis because we're cool. Well, I'm sure Chappie's also cool. No offense to Chappie.
But Jarvis, like we're Iron Man.
We're Iron Man. We're Tony Stark. All right. So then after we do that, we click on Add an App. So once you click on Add an App, it's going to take you here where you click on Create a New App. And then basically right here, like basically say name an app, and then there's actually like a slideshow here. So it'll like tell you like what the buttons look like if you didn't notice that. So we're going to say name, I'm just gonna say arc reactor and description, blah blah blah. Create.
You put any description.
Yeah, but you know,
that's more useful for when you want to like submit it to the Snips App Store. That way, other people can see it and know what your app is.
So once you do that, you would go into your arc reactor assistant. You go to edit app, and here you are. So this is basically the place where you have your intents and your actions. So we're going to add an intent. So we're just going to do create new intent.
You want to explain what intents and actions are again? Yeah.
So an intent is basically what you're saying, or what you like when you're like, hey Snips, that's the wake word, or Jarvis, that's so yeah, go away. So Jarvis, that's the wake word. And then when you're like, oh, blah, 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 that's your intent, because that's like you kind of asking it to do something. And then what it says back to you, or any action it does as a result.
Like a code running or
or, it's saying something or answering a question. That's its action.
Yeah.
So,
and for our guide, we're not using the actions. We're instead using something called MQTT to like see what Snips is doing, and then use that to run our code.
Yeah, it's kind of a hack, but you'll see as well. You'll see it. It's still fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I just didn't want to write it in Python, so I did that to do it in JavaScript.
Yeah. So our first intent will be arc reactor on, because we just like want to turn it on and off. And then we're going to do create. You can enter a description if you want again. And then, so right here, so this is just kind of like the way Snips works. You add a slot, and then you kind of like put a name for the slot. And that's kind of like, it's kind of like a tag from what I like.
Basically,
I kind of look at it like a tag.
It's like for what it's really listening to within the intent,
yeah. So like that's like the keyword, kind of.
Yeah.
So choose slot type. There we do new slot type. Do I say that? Okay, new slot type, and enter on for the slot type name. So instead of untitled, you do on. And then I think I just close it. Do I say that?
No, you have to add the values, right?
No, you don't really.
Oh, okay.
So then begin adding things. So basically, after that you close it. Now, oh, why is it still untitled? Is there a save button I'm missing somewhere?
No, I think you do have to put the value. Like typing on.
There's another slot type. Oh, because
okay.
we've already, okay. I'm just gonna.
We've done this already.
We've done this already. I'm gonna say, just for the purpose of this live stream, I'm gonna say ong. Because, or like
on one.
On one. Okay. On two. Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, you get it. But we can use the other ones that we
Anyway, okay. Close. So basically, well, yeah. Basically, it's because we already made a custom slot type, but that's just showing you what a custom slot type.
Maybe like go to the actual one. I don't know if this will affect the code.
Well, here. I mean, I don't know. It won't affect the code. I don't think. Because this would be a new assistant. Here, I'll just like keep it open anyway.
Okay.
Snips console. So this is like the Iron Man that I'd initially made. So I can kind of show you what's in here. So arc reactor on, it's basically what we're doing right now. So you have your on, we made a custom slot type called on, and then after that you begin adding training examples. And this part like can be confusing. We already have a bunch, but I'm going to add one. Maybe let's just on, like as a training example. So when we say just on, it'll still turn the arc reactor on. So I do add training example. So that's nice. It tagged it for me automatically, but sometimes it doesn't. So then
on the first time you do it, it doesn't.
Right. Okay.
So basically, when you first start typing it on a new assistant, on a new intent, you start putting the training examples. So you can type arc reactor turn on. You click add training example, and then what you do is you like hover the mouse over on. It will then highlight it and ask you like if you want to like confirm that as the
I don't know, kind of like this
slot.
So you double click on it, and then you can
select it. Yeah.
So if it doesn't automatically highlight, that's what you would do.
Yeah, because the name on isn't what it is looking for. It is looking for what you tell it is on. That on is just like the name of that slot. So we could have called it like reactor on, and then if we highlight on in the training examples, that would be what it's looking for.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go back here, and I kind of got scared, so I'm going to call this Iron Man 2, because I don't want to have two assistants with the same name and get Snips confused. But yeah, okay. So basically, you get the idea. You basically do arc reactor. Oh, I didn't say on. Anyway, and then that's how you do it. So
we could do it with this one.
Yeah, we could just show you from here. So that's how the on one works, and then...
And the more training examples you give it, the better. It'll just, you know, listen to more things and just work better.
So you see this little color thing here? It says quality level fair. So that means, like, you know, it's, you know, pretty good. If I add more training examples, it'll eventually become green, saying, like, oh, that's actually pretty good. It'll, like, understand you more because you have more, like, things it can respond to. So don't forget to hit save right at the bottom right corner here. I forgot that and had to do this 3 times. I forgot that 3 times. They just, like, don't save your changes at all if you don't hit save. So don't make the same mistakes. And then you do the same thing for arc reactor off. So we made a like new intent or new slot type. We called it off. We made the custom slot type off basically the same way, and then added more training examples. I'll also add off here. And then hit add training example. You can probably also just hit enter and then save it. So yeah, that's basically all of this part. So it's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna go to step 7 on your personal computer's terminal. Like going back to terminals, I will minimize this. Okay, so I'm gonna Control C out of the SAM log. So we're gonna do SAM login. So what that does is it actually logs into your Snips account. So it'll ask me for my email. I'll tell them my email at .com. Okay. And then it'll ask me a password, which...
Good thing the input is hidden.
Yeah, ha. Alright, logging in, logged in. So that's good. So now we go back... Oh, I want to go back here. We go back to our console, and then I'm gonna just like go back to like the overall Iron Man assistant. So to the right here, if I make it big ol', it'll say, you see like on this right side, is this working? Can they see?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Wait for the stream to load because
Okay,
there's a delay.
Okay, so cool. So, wait, hold on. This isn't working because you guys can't see the bottom right corner.
Just maybe move it to the left.
And then just make it bigger.
Yeah, why doesn't it show on
I don't know. It's kind of bumming me, but it's okay.
Okay. Well, now I think you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so you see this deploy assistant button right here. This is the key button that we want. So we hit deploy assistant, and it tells you like the SAM terminal command that you need to install this specific assistant. So then I copied it, and then I'm gonna go back to the terminal, just so you guys can also see the guide. It says so. Where am I? So it says so here. Deploy system button, and then copy and paste the SAM command. So I'm gonna do Command V, and go. So it'll start installing the Iron Man assistant.
And you're doing this on your computer.
And I'm doing this on, yes, you're doing this on your computer, not the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure I've made that mistake before. All right. So once that happens, let's see, the JavaScript code. Okay, I got you. Do we necessarily want to show the running on boot part? It's not. I mean, that's kind of a preference, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. It's easy.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just like, so if you want it, okay, so it's working. So I'm going to do Sam Watch because it's fun. And we are going to hold this up. Okay.
Yeah.
Jarvis. Oh, wait. Actually,
it's not going to show anything.
It's not going to show anything right now.
But you heard, like, it responded to Jarvis.
It responded to Jarvis and... Oh, actually, no, never mind. If I had said something, like if I had said arc reactor, or, you know, turn on arc reactor, it wouldn't have worked because we don't have the JavaScript code yet, but you would have seen in the logs that it had logged.
Yeah, like we could show you, like, I don't know how it heard that, but...
So if I say, like, Jarvis, whoops, Jarvis.
You had the creator
Jarvis
pointed away.
on. On. Jarvis. 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 On. Jarvis. 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 On. 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 So you see it like has the like it like uses the onslaught. So like it's and like it's a confidence of 1. That's really good. They heard me really well. So the reason it didn't hear me at first is because I was pointing the creator away from my face, which is not ideal.
Yeah, remember the creator's microphone's input from the front face, so you don't want to point it away.
Right. So going back to JavaScript. So following commands. So this you do in your Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to go back to the Raspberry Pi, and then I'm going to copy paste this. So initially I had people going to the GitHub page and actually like copy pasting the code, but Carlos has this like really cool command that I did not know about.
Oh, the curl?
That pipes it. Yeah, pipes it, the JavaScript into, so if I do ls right here, there's now an ironman.js, which is what we need. Yeah. So before you run it, because I know it's super exciting and you're just like, I want to run it, you have to kind of go into your ironman.js, and then the first variable right here, it says your Snips username. Well, it has to be your Snips username.
Yeah.
So the way you find your Snips username is on the Snips console, the top right corner, that little like whatever that the username is next to the person icon. So mine is random, but SFI6ZY. So that's what I'm gonna make it.
It's a very creative username.
SFI6ZY. Think the randomized college email system. That's how I got that, and that stuck with me forever.
Nice.
Alright, so then Control X and Y to save. Awesome. So now all you have to do is, well, you have to download MQTT or installing MQTT, which is kind of, it's a service, or like it's kind of like a, you can go on the Snips website and they explain how MQTT works.
Yeah, very slightly. They don't explain it too much.
Right.
And Carlos, if he wants to come over here to explain it better, because I don't know that much of how it works.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just like the code, like our code is looking at MQTT to see like what's happening with Snips.
It's kind of like logs almost, but you're looking at to like get like
get like the info of like it kind of like the SAM watch. That's basically what the our code is looking at through MQTT. No, go away Snips.
Okay. So now if we want to run it, you just do node ironman.js. So now I can actually show you, and it should be working. All right, so holding it up. You want to do it?
Sure.
The honors.
Jarvis, turn on the reactor.
Ooh. Is it shining bright in your face? Well, we can help you out there.
Jarvis, turn off the reactor. Woohoo! So cool.
Yeah. I wish like Tony Stark were really here. He would be proud.
Yeah, I think he would be.
He would be proud.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr., come over to our office.
Yeah.
We'd love to meet you.
Yeah, I would love.
Yeah.
That is...
Bring your Iron Man suit. We'll like make it actually work.
Yeah. It won't be just like in the cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't make it fly. Well, maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Well, we'll get there. We'll add like jetpacks and like have the MATRIX Creator like power them.
Yeah, somehow.
With
I don't know
Snips.
how, but
so that's our future plan. Stay tuned. But basically, if you wanted your Iron Man suit to run on boot, which basically means whenever you plug in your Raspberry Pi, after it starts up, it'll run a script, or it'll run like rc.local, which it always runs on boot, and you'll basically just add this one line right here. And that basically goes into the folder where the ironman.js is and actually just runs it. Yeah. So
that's how you run it on boot, and then you can use that like same like method to run other things you have.
Oh yeah, anything on boot. Like you can basically use this kind of a command in your rc.local file, which always runs on boot.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that right now.
Yeah. And then this shows you like how, like if you have an Iron Man costume, just like how we put it together. So I could take ours apart a little bit just so that you can see it.
Yeah. Let me.
The pie fell.
Did you find it?
It's somewhere. I don't know where it is. Let me see.
Okay. Well, either way, I can give you another pie.
Pie, come out, wherever you are.
Well, let me switch to the front view so people can see better. Give me a second because I'm always a little bit dodgy with these commands. Oh, I actually did it on my first try. Okay.
Now make it loud.
Whoa, so now you guys can see us.
Okay, I don't know where...
The Raspberry Pi is lost in the abyss of the Iron Man suit.
Yeah. Where?
I don't know. Wait, it's in a case, too.
Yeah, what in the world?
That's kind of... Or maybe it's in these things. No.
Maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
right
nice.
here.
Okay, fine.
Alright, so
okay,
we're going to show you, like, the physical, like, hardware. That's like, you know, obviously the Matrix Creator's hardware, but you know,
so
this kind of hardware.
So this is the Iron Man costume. I'll stand up a little bit. So here's like their like just like, you know, foam like fabric arc reactor, and what we did, because you don't want to have like the pie sticking here and then here, because that sticks out and it's not flush. So since the creator like attaches to the pie with the GPIO pins, what we did was just cut a little slit here so that the GPIO pins of the creator can slide right in, and then on the other side of the costume we cut a hole. So let's see if you can see this here, and right there are the GPIOs. Where'd they go? I don't know if you can kind of see them there, like the little black part there. So basically you have it a sandwich, the Iron Man costume, in between the creator and the pie. And just a little note, it's probably good to have a pie with a back case, just so that you don't have the pointy contacts of the pie, you know, stabbing you. And to, you know, avoid any slight electrocution if you get, you know, very sweaty.
Jeez.
You know,
yeah,
just general safety information.
Slight electrocution.
Yeah. And then in order, because you don't just want to have the creator and the pie like sandwiched there, you want it like more flush and more sturdy. So what we did was we got double-sided tape, like 3M double-sided tape, and just cut it and put it around the edges of the creator, avoiding like all the little tiny components, because you know you don't want to rip those off and then you have a broken creator. And with that, that's strong enough to like hold the creator right on here. And then we have like a battery pack so that it can power the pie and the creator. And we didn't use a speaker just because, I mean, you can if you want to. It's a little useful, so you know when Snips gets activated, or program in something so that it flashes one LED when Snips gets activated. But yeah, so that's basically it.
Yeah.
It's easy. So... And then it shows up like this. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and then it's just like glowing on your...
Yeah, you want to like run it with it inside here for just a second, just for fun? Yeah. Well, here, you can give me the SD card of that one.
Okay. If you, yeah, sure. It's not going to run on boot, so I'm going to have to SSH into this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do you know the IP? Or I guess we can...
Oh, we can find it. Yeah, we can find the IP.
Cool. So,
yeah, so we'll set this up just so that you can see it live.
Yeah.
Haha. Actually, wait, this one runs on boot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same code. You already saw this working. This is the one that we used for Halloween that runs on boot.
Right, so while you set that up, let me show everybody some cool stuff on our community.
Yeah.
So, on our community, wait, let me see if I can, wait, yeah, put us, you know, at the bottom so you can see me talking as well. But, so yeah, this is our community. If you haven't been there already, it's community.matrix.1. And a couple of weeks ago, we opened up the projects section where we were like, oh, you know, anybody who's working on any project currently or has finished a project and like wants to kind of check it out, you know, like kind of come to the projects page, post what's going on, have a fun discussion, show other people cool stuff you're doing. And we actually have some really cool projects popping up here. So, you know, like the Matrix Creator clock crane is on here, which from Raising Awesome, which is super cool. And then...
Oh, they put it on there?
Yeah, awesome. They put it on there. Nice. So, like, that's really nice. And, like, this is super cool. It's an assistive technology project. Check out Raising Awesome. Check out their video. Very awesome. And then, very recently, we got Android Matrix Voice with Android Things. You can probably also do it with the creator. No reason not to be able to. They have the same mics. But it's pretty cool. I don't really know too much myself about Android Things, but... You know, it's always nice to get, like, more, like, different services and different software compatible with the creator. So, so that's pretty cool. Check that out. It's in progress. And another one that we're also super excited about that we're hoping to post a guide, like, modeled after, so his name is Space Glider, aka David K. But very nicely actually wrote down the steps by basically, like, a guide on how to download Minecraft.ai, which is another voice assistant platform. Also secure, like Snips.ai, right? And so we've been wanting to get Minecraft on there. A lot of our community members have been asking for it, and Space Glider here has helped us out. So
it's gotten its work, because Minecraft recently released support for Raspbian Stretch.
So they call it Pycraft. It's like a mod on a mod on Raspbian Stretch, So this and I tried this and it works.
And it works
very nicely.
Awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
So we're gonna post a guide about it.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. Were you gonna say something? Sorry, I cut you off.
No.
Okay. Do you have it ready?
Maybe.
All right. So wait, let me.
Let's see if it's booted up yet.
True. Let me go back to the front camera.
Here, I'll pretend like I'm actually wearing it because I didn't want to get into this again. Jarvis, turn on reactor. I should have connected.
Yeah, it works. So that's what it looks like. Look how cool it looks. And this is how we walked around on Halloween. Like,
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
With the mask and everything. It was so cool. And like at night, thing is just so bright.
It illuminates everybody. It's illuminating my face right now.
Yeah, see?
But all right.
Cool. And Jarvis, turn off reactor.
I don't know if that may have been too soon. Oh no!
Yeah,
all right,
it did
cool.
it. Nice.
Awesome. Very cool. So yeah, we showed you our community projects that we're really excited about. We're gonna post the Minecraft AI guide, thanks to Space Glider. Keep up with Android Things. That's by Nick ZT, aka Nick.
Nick.
So
couldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. So and post stuff on our community. We love to see projects, and we'd love to see them, make guides out of them, or you can make guides out of them, and we can put them on our Hackster page, because the Android Things one is actually also on our Hackster page.
Oh yeah, he made a Hackster guide on it. Yeah, so you can just go on our Hackster page, submit it, we'll see it, and add it on. Yeah.
Oh, also, we wanted to shout out to Hackster.
Specifically Alex.
So these, I don't know if you guys can see, are laser cut. So they have a glow forge. Laser engraved, yeah. They have a glow forge. So they laser engraved creators on little tags for us.
And it says Matrix Labs on this one. I don't know if you can really see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
But it's super cool. So thank you for having us in your office and working on this cool project with us. Yeah. And for glow forging, beautiful key ring tags. I don't know what you call them.
They're just so cool. And the little white stuff, that's actually the paper that protects the acrylic, but it looks cool with the paper on, so we're leaving it.
All right, so didn't seem like there were any questions, which is good, because that probably means we did great. You can also ask questions post by asking it in the YouTube comments or the Facebook comments. We'll get to you as soon as possible. Yep. And what else? Is there anything else we wanted to announce?
No, I think. Oh yeah. Here, Carlos, come over here.
All right, we do.
Carlos wants to announce something.
We do have a fun announcement. Yeah. All right.
Here, come here, right in between. Okay, so Carlos, what did you want to announce?
Oh, if you want to pull it up on the GitHub.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Wait, give me a second. All right, right there. Okay, so here, I guess we can. Here, you can be typing it in, or Carlos can be. Okay,
I can just type it in.
Sure. I'll be describing what it is. I'll drum roll.
So for Matrix Core, it's not officially out yet, but you can try using Golang as an official language for Matrix Core.
Yeah.
So let me load that up. Is it loaded on the lecture? Oh,
yeah, it is.
So if we go to the Matrix page, right now in the documentation, if you go to pull requests, you'll see that a Golang push was made, and if you follow the instructions in the PR, you can actually install Golang and use it with Matrix Core for the Hello World. The examples aren't done yet, but at least the PR has a working version. And if you go into our Matrix.io GitHub, you will see we have a repository for the protocol buffers and for
I
Golang.
love the Golang mascot.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Rick and Morty or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
something about the color, but
it's like Rick's color.
Anyway, we have another language supported, which is like amazing.
Yeah, and this is the great thing about like us using like protocol buffers and ZeroMQ, that like it's pretty easy to like add new languages. Like how long did it take you to make this, Carlos?
I spent like 2 weekends on it. So.
2 weekends, like of your free time.
Yeah,
basically. So like it shows you like it's super easy to do, and you did it for fun.
I'm trying to lingo.
Yeah, that's why. So
once the PR, if you look down there, pull request number 92 for our protocol buffers is approved. Golang will be officially in the docs, but you can still try it on in the meantime and report any bugs or issues you have, and we'll fix them.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Very cool.
That's great.
All right. I'm gonna go back to
the main cam.
Back up.
Cam 1.
Failing. Okay, got it. Got it. All right.
And now we have both cameras on there.
Oh, sorry. Wait.
Oh, we have the same camera duplicated.
Wait. I'm trying.
Wait, I'm trying to like orient so that I can like play with it.
All right.
Oh, it's got okay.
Cool. All right. So that's a wrap, I suppose. Unless there are things that we've forgotten.
I think that's it. Let me see if there's any like questions or anything from anyone. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you have like any questions, feel free to go on our community.matrix.one, or check out our Hackster page, hackster.io/matrix -labs.
Yes.
Yeah, -labs. And this is Alfred.
Sumrine.
Carlos.
And thanks for watching. And see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.